Big Three softball on tap here on Fred TV. Evan Massard with you as we get ready for the first pitch here from Cuss Middle School. Brockton in town and swinging on the first pitch is Adrina Porcaro. Boxers did get here, got here a little late. In fact, this game's starting a little late. Gets a couple issues with the cleats, and but nonetheless, Brockton is here to play, and that's a rip to right center, and it gets by the dive of Cashman, and we're looking at extra bases for the leadoff batter. Standing at second with the leadoff double on pitch number 2 of the game is Porcaro. So that's going to bring up the number 2 batter, Chloe Livingston. Gabby Streeto in the circle today for the Hilltoppers. We saw her in the New Bedford game. Actually pitched a really good game. That was a close contest. 3-1 New Bedford score. New Bedford win just about 2 weeks ago. Man, it is just another fantastic day. We got very lucky. 67 full sun. I think that's on the conservative side. I would say close to 70 here. I'd say 70. But just a really, really nice afternoon for some softball. Getting off the bag a little bit is Porcaro, cheating towards second, but she'll get back. Fitzgerald looks her back from behind the dish. That's sent to right field, and it is caught by Menzies, and she gets it back in for the first out. Left-handed Ashley Burke, the number 3 hitter, stepping in against Streeto. A lot of room on that, right up the middle. Lots of room right up the middle. Whoa, over the head. It's going to go to the backstop, and Porcaro's going to take third on the wild pitch. So the potential first run of the game, standing at third with 1 out. And a 2-0 pitch coming to Burke. That one in there, a called strike. Brockton coming in at 5-9. Durfee 1-13. The first contest, though, between these two teams was pretty close and really a wild offensive shootout. That's strike 2. (14-10), Brockton was victorious. That one fouled back in the first game, though, at Brockton. So, and actually the 10 runs that Durfee put up in that game, their season high for a single game. 2-2, and she strikes out. So Burke down on strikes, and we'll see the cleanup hitter with 2 down. Osorio Amaryllis stepping in, number 21. She's the third at third today. Be a big start for Streeto if she can work around this leadoff double and strand the runner at third. That one outside, ball 2. Caroline Green on deck. But Streeto wants to end it here. That one heading back towards the school, fouled. Cut on and miss, swung right over it, and it evens up at 2-2. And Streeto just one strike away from getting out of this first inning unscathed. Ooh, just got a piece of it at home plate. Gets away with a foul ball, though, so runner cannot advance, even though it got away. Ball is dead. But, man, Amaryllis literally got just the tip of the bat on that one. You know, good call there to go with the same pitch as well that she had just swung over. So maybe going to see it twice, maybe go upstairs, up and in, and she strikes out. Streeto gets out of the first. No runs allowed after the leadoff double from Picaro. Durfee coming up. We'll take a look at their lineup here during the warm-up pitches. And it is going to be Streeto who leads off. Number 4, the pitcher. Julia Kelly at second, bats second. Faith Ferreira, the shortstop, bats third. Celine Mayette batting cleanup at first base. Abby Strollo at third in the 5 spot. Sadie Fitzgerald behind the plate, batting 6th. Ariana Menzies in right, bats 7th. Juliani Rivera in left, bats 8th. Maya Fox, designated the DP. She is batting 9th, and then Cassie Cashman in center in the 10 spot of the lineup. Streeto steps in. Takes ball 1 from Ashley Burke, the pitcher this afternoon. Bear with me during this first inning. We got Brockton's lineup just a little bit late. That one lined out to first for the first out. So just kind of finishing up the lineup card here. Getting defense now in place, but while I do that, Julia Kelly stepping in now, a 1 down, quick first out. That's lofted to center, falling fast, going down to the knees to make the catch is Picaro in center. Nice play and 2 very quick outs here in the bottom of the first. And now Faith Ferreira looks at a strike. That one missing down low. Upstairs, letting it go, and it's 3-1. Good hitters count here with 2 down. Swinging away, little pop-up jammed and caught easy by Burke to retire the side 1-2-3. After one, no score on Fred TV. Top two, and Streeto delivers with the first pitch, and it misses down low for ball. No score after one. Boxers had a great opportunity to strike first and were not able to, thanks to some great pitching from Streeto, who ended that first inning with back-to-back Ks. So now Caroline Green, the catcher, batting fifth, will step in here to start the second. And now in a hitter's count 2-1. Rest of the order, as I said, we're still trying to finish up this lineup card. Rest of the order for the Boxers. We'll see Naomi Napier next, and then we'll see Isabella Bertocci, Brianna McDonald, and then I know I'm going to botch this up, but Coach did not have first names on her roster for Brockton, so I do apologize, but Chiao Imhi Wernsing will bat ninth. That's the first baseman today. And it's a full count on Green. Chased one, that probably would have been ball three, but up and away, chased it, looked good, and it's fouled off. Chopper the left side, ranging over is Strollo, makes a nice play for out number one. And now we'll see Napier. So part of the issue was why we started late, mentioned about cleats. You know, this being a turf field, can't use metal cleats. It's basically a rug. And I mean, you know, if you get if you get caught in this, it's not like dirt. I mean, you literally could, you know, break a leg if you get really caught up in it. So very dangerous. That's why no metal cleats on artificial surfaces. And seems like Brockton may have forgotten in the shuffle, or who knows, you know. We know our athletic department had communicated with Brockton, so, but just a little behind the scenes, yeah. So that's this one gets started just a little late, and that's why you may see, if you close enough, if you look close enough, that's why you may notice some of the Boxers not wearing necessarily all cleats. I think some of the girls having to wear some of their athletic sneakers, which both coaches agreed would be okay, and that's why we're playing. They said did not want to forfeit, did not want to not play today or have to reschedule, which, you know, rescheduling is already tight as it is. So both coaches agreed that, you know, no cleats for some of the girls would be safer than wearing the metal ones and tearing up the field and possibly injuries, because player safety comes first. So, so Coach Ferreira from Durfee making that decision with Coach from Brockton. And that's Coach Katie Balboni. 3 strikes, you're out. A very easy inning for Streeto. She gets her first 1-2-3 inning of the day. Her third strikeout. And just like that, 1.5 innings in the book. Hilltoppers coming up now in the bottom of the second after just the first 3. Batted in the first. We're going to see the middle of the order. Mayette, Strollo, and Fitzgerald. Burke looked very good. You know, she's got a unique kind of delivery. Kind of steps almost to the side and just kind of slings the ball. Not almost true underhand. A little bit funky. I'm sure that can throw the hitter off a bit too. pitching is really, an art. It's amazing that whether it's softball or baseball, everybody throws the ball. Despite, our muscles and our arms doing all kind of being the same, everybody throws the ball just a little differently. No two pitchers are alike, and very unique to see when you see somebody who throws it maybe a little bit different, a little more unconventional than others per se. So Celine Mayette ready to step into the box. That one a bouncer. Pretty nice crowd on hand for a couple Brockton fans down off to the right where that ball just got fouled. We have some Durfee fans up here on this kind of promenade, if you will, and bleachers down off to the left near the dugout. Some of the Durfee fans, so pretty decent crowd making it down here to the south end. That one bounces as well, and it's 2-1. I think a better crowd though than we had for the New Bedford game, that was a nice day too. I think it was just a little cooler than this, but it was all sun, and I actually thought attendance was a little low for that one. But of course, again, coming down here to Cuss, it's a little more difficult than getting over to Durfee when they used to play at Durfee. But right now with no field, this is all we got. So. Nice job to foul that one off, kind of a golf shot. And our parents back here have turned into ball boys, chasing after the foul balls, I'll tell you. Been busy. That ball had some real good movement on it. I think that might have been like a screwball coming back in at the hitter's hands. And again, Mayette able to foul it off. Full count again. That one upstairs, and she chased it. And that is strike 3. First strikeout for Burke. All 4 Ks in the game so far have been swinging. And now Abby Strollo will step in. Big breaking ball dropping in there for strike 1. And swinging through at that time, strike 2. So quickly in the hole is Strollo. Popped up. Oh, trouble is right. No communication. Livingston and Napier got in the middle of it there. And standing at second after an error is Strollo. Now, pop-ups, it's just like with volleyball. You're looking straight up to watch the ball, and you can't see who's around you. You got to talk and communicate. Otherwise, no one's going to know who's where. And I think that was the problem that time between Livingston and Napier. Little chopper to third, and able to advance is, that's almost thrown away, and somehow doing a little pirouette over there was Wernsing to come away with it and still get out number 2. Good news is it's as good as a bunt. Strollo moves over to third. So Ariana Menzies with a chance to break the ice here in the second. Again, a lot of room up the middle. We're seeing the both sides. The infielders kind of playing more to the right. So anything past the pitcher is going to be trouble. Say anything on the ground past the pitcher, and that is sliced foul. Backing out of play again. So 0-2. And she strikes out. Runner left at third, and we continue to be scoreless through 2 innings as Burke picks up a couple of Ks in the second. Third inning coming up. Stick around.
Hello, I am Kelly Susie Young, your election commissioner. We mailed out 50,000 census forms this year, and we'd like to hear back from you as soon as possible.
Hi, I'd like to fill out a census.
Sure. State and federal programs use census reports as a fair way to distribute funds for health, education, job training, as well as assistance for elders and veterans. Do you need a form? Call 508-324-2630. Your voter status is stated as active or inactive. If no changes are needed, simply sign and mail it back. To save postage and for your convenience, forms may be dropped off at Shaw's, Shav's Market, Seabra Foods, and both Stop and Shop locations. There is also a drop box like this one in the Government Center lobby to put your census in. Thank you, and we would love to hear from you.
8, 9, and 1 expected here in the third for the Boxers. And first up will be the number 8 batter, the shortstop, Brianna McDonald. So both teams have managed to get a runner to third base and have been unable to drive that runner home. Will the third be the inning we see our first run? And the pitcher's settling fairly nicely here. That one fouled and out of play again. Man, a lot of foul balls over these first couple innings. Evan Massoud with you here on Fred TV as McDonald swings through that one. It's 0-2. Had a really exciting volleyball match last Friday, which is now airing right here on Channel 9. And Durfee coming out on top in 5 sets. They were down 0-2, and somehow they were able to claw their way back, force that 5th set, and they won it by 4 in that 5th set. So a very impressive win, and that was against New Bedford. And that is the 4th strikeout of the day for Streeto. 1 down. And it was actually, though, I have to say the match on Friday, it was a little bit strange because, I don't know, we kept saying it through the match, too, that something just seemed a little off for Durfee. I don't know what it was, but those first couple of games, sets, that's going back towards the cars. Somebody got tagged. It wasn't me. Oh, Jake. That's right. Oh, how nice. What a good friend, our cameraman Jake today. Says, I parked behind you on the lower section so your car would get it first. Thank you so much. And you got it. Karma. Oh, my gosh. You know, one of these days, we have enough conversations. We're going to mic you one of these days. At least I won't be talking to myself. Streeto in command, though, again, looking for K number 5. That is right back up the middle for a base hit. So Wernsing on. Second hit for the Boxers this afternoon. And we go back to the top of the order. Pocaro, who really drove one to pretty deep center field for a leadoff double. That's how the game started. And that one, she really gave that one a ride. I think if she hit it just a little bit squarer, probably would have been gone, because right center, the shortest part of the field here, where the temporary fencing and the scoreboard is. So just a little more force, and that one probably would have carried out. Tried the bunt on the first pitch. Gonna swing away on the second, sends it to right this time. It bounces, and it's gonna be an infield single. And that looked like it was hit much harder than it was, right off the end of the bat. And Kelly unable to do anything with it. Couldn't get there to catch it on the fly, unfortunately, and it dropped. And by the time she corralled it, everybody's safe. So 2 for 2 is Pocaro. Wernsing up to second, And Livingston stepping in now. So Streeto with 2 runners on. First time either side has had 2 base runners. That one a little pop-up, and that's going to fall in no man's land. A chance at second for a force, and they get it. And back to third is Wernsing. So out at second is Porcaro. 8-4 to put out. And the base hit for Livingston right up the middle. A little pop-up base hit, we can say. So Burke with a chance to help herself here. The pitcher struck out in her first at-bat. But a golden opportunity here with 2 down to bring home a runner from third. Sends it to left center on the fly, and that is going to be trouble. Falls between Cashman and Rivera. Into second is Burke with the RBI double. As Wernsing trotted home from third to make it 1-0 Brockton. And Streeto's making some good pitches because the Boxers aren't hitting the ball particularly hard. They're just getting placed well. This could be trouble too. Quick throw to first. Nice job by Streeto to get out of the jam with just the 1 run allowed. That's not an easy play coming from the circle, coming from the pitch. But she does get the ball to first base in time. 2 left on for the Boxers in the top of the third, but they get the first run of the game, 1-0 after 2.5. And that run coming on the benefit of 4 hits. And they stranded 2 runners. So Durfee going to play from behind here. We'll see the bottom part of their order as well, 8, 9, and 1. Just like we saw from Brockton in the top half of the inning. Again, the first matchup between these 2 teams was at Brockton, and it was really an offensive shootout, 14-10. Durfee lost that one. So I guess if you want to compare games, this one starting out a little slow in terms of offense, as we're nearly halfway through already. First 2 innings went by really kind of like in a breeze. So Yuliani Rivera, the left fielder, will lead off the bottom of the third for the Hilltoppers. She'll take ball 1 outside. And that is a strike. So 1-1. You saw after the second inning there, the PSA that we put out for the census is being mailed out. And we'll be rolling something you've seen fairly often in the sporting events going back to the end of the fall season, our PSA about the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall, the replica wall that we're getting at Bicentennial Park. And a new initiative that's being started this summer, that's going to run this summer. A couple fundraising opportunities that the fire department and the police department are doing to pitch in and help get some public support for this wall, which is really fantastic. There was a press event for that yesterday morning, Monday morning. And so you'll see that PSA as well about the wall. And a walk for Maya Fox. So she's on. please excuse me. I said misspoke there for you. Well, that's a little pop-up, and it's out of play. Foul. That's actually Rivera who walked to get on. And now Maya Fox stepping in. Yeah, the wall, you know, someone who has seen the actual monument in Washington, D.C. at the mall is just, it really is amazing. Runner is going, throw down to second, gets away, and a stolen base for Rivera. Good way to start the inning. A walk and a stolen base gets you to second and in scoring position with nobody out. But yeah, it's getting back to, you know, the wall. Really, the monuments in D.C., the memorials are just beautiful, and this Vietnam Wall is really amazing. And ours here in Fall River will be 80% scale, and or 85% scale. And it's going to be nearly the same size as the one in D.C., which is just incredible. So really looking forward to that, and it is the hope that it'll be ready and open by Veterans Day 2020. So about a year and a half away. They have not broken ground on this yet, so that's why fundraising is still happening. But they're hoping a year and a half from now we'll have the wall. Go on to third, and oh, she's going to sneak in there. The slide is what did it for Rivera because the ball was there in time, but Osorio had to reach down for the tag, and by that point, the foot was on the bag. So that one got away on the wild pitch. He took third, and now a great chance for Durfee to tie things up. Upstairs. So ball four, back-to-back walks. Going to have a courtesy runner for Fox. Yeah, so Cashman on the 10-player lineup. Cashman is just for center field. She's the flex. So Maya's batting for her. And so Streeto coming back up. And Streeto can help herself just like Burke helped herself. Base hit will tie the game up. Streeto lined out to first in her first at-bat. Looks at a strike. Snap throw down to third. Not nearly in time. When a pitcher gives you runners, got to take advantage, and Burke has given 2 free passes to start this third. Grounder, tap to the pitcher. Oh, late break to the plate, and she's out. Double play. 1-4-2. And Rivera erased at the plate. And just like that, 2 outs. Kelly tips it back to the pitcher. Burke out of the inning without a run allowed. Those are the little mistakes that have cost Durfee a lot of chances this season. That one just the latest, unfortunately, for the Hilltoppers. A golden opportunity to tie up the game or maybe take the lead. Unfortunately erased on a base running mistake. So it's still 1-0 Brockton after 3. Well, it looked like Streeto was going to get an RBI on a ground ball in that third inning, last half inning. But unfortunately, the Hilltoppers not able to get that run in. A little delay, a late break to home for Rivera, and the double play turned by the Boxers, basically ending that rally. Line drive is out of the reach of Kelly and into right center field. So the Boxers with a leadoff base runner for the second time in the game. And that's Caroline Green now standing at first with her first hit. And now Napier will step in. She grounded to second in her first at-bat. And she swings on the first pitch. Good movement on that pitch from Streeto. Looked like a slider. That one in the dirt. Fitzgerald with the scoop, and it's 1-1. Lofted to right, ranging over as Menzies. It's going to fall in, and it took a funny bounce. But holding at second will be Green. Did not try to get to third. So that one off the end of the bat. Again, another instance where the Boxers aren't necessarily crushing the ball. That one was hit a little deeper, but a lot of balls off the bat have been kind of towards the end of the bat, not really squaring up on it. They're just landing in a good spot. Bertocci stepping in now. Struck out to end the second in her first at bat. She's 0 for 1. But 2 on to start the inning. Down and in for ball 1. Upstairs, ball 2, 2-1. Brianna McDonald, the shortstop on deck. She also struck out in her first at-bat. Pop up right on the infield, calling for it as Mayette squeezes the glove for out number 1. And we'll see McDonald now. Again, a strikeout victim in the third, last inning. Grounder right back to the pitcher. Going to go to third for the force out. Nice play from Streeto. Good awareness to take that. A rare 1-5 put out, and that erases the lead runner, and there's 2 down. Brinsing. She came in to score that only run. Base hit to center field, and she ended up coming all the way around last inning. So 2 on, 2 out. In between Hop, Kelly plays it cleanly onto first. And the side retired. Great job from Streeto. She works around 2 hits to start the inning and keeps the Boxers scoreless in the 4th. So Brockton will have the top of the order next inning. And for Durfee, they're going to have the heart of the order here in the 4th. And that will be Ferreira, Mayette, and Strollo. 3, 4, 5 in the order. Boxer's just about ready to rock. Just a couple warm-up pitches for Burke. You know, I mentioned this last time. You don't usually see a lot of warm-up pitches in softball. It seems like, you know, with baseball, they always take the allotted, I think it's 8 pitches. But softball, it's like, you know, 3 or 4 ready to rock. And believe me, that's what I like. You know, keep it moving. Keep the game moving. So Ferreira steps in. Liner right back to Burke. Didn't even get out of the box. That was quick. So pop out to one and now a line out to one. Ferreira hasn't gotten it past the pitcher today. Mayette struck out in her first at-bat, and she swings through the first pitch here in the fourth. That one scraping the carpet here, the artificial surface. A little bouncer it was, so 1-1. Burke works very quickly. That one down low as well, and bouncing back to the fence. 2-1. Foul tipped, and it's 2-2. I think that one bounced up and caught green. So our umpire home plate today, making sure she's okay, giving her an extra minute. Burke ready with the 2-2. And that one drops just below the knees, and it's a full count. Durfee's had runners on in 2 of the first 3 innings. Sliced foul. Mayette sitting on the 3-2 again. And that one down low for a walk. Ball 4. That's the third walk allowed by Burke. All 3 coming in the last 2 1/3. 1 1/3 innings, rather. So some control issues. Abby Strollo at the plate. Reached on an error. And made it to third in the second. That's a good rope to center, and oh, it's over the head and a double play. Almost over the head there of McDonald, but she gets there, and it's a double play. Caught on the line, and Mayette caught off the bag. So after 4, 1-0 Brockton here on Fred TV.
Honor, courage, sacrifice, pride, our city. Fall River has traditionally been in the forefront of honoring our nation's soldiers, sailors, Marines, and airmen. Vietnam veterans took the initiative to secure rights to an 80% size replica of the Healing Wall for Veterans Bicentennial Park. The names of over 58,000 fallen heroes will be engraved on the 360-foot long replica wall. 100% of the money raised benefits the building of our Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall in Fall River. Help build our wall, which is scheduled to open in 2020. The meaning, the spirit, and the value of the wall is everyone's. Be part of this exceptional, once-in-a-lifetime project. To make a donation, please visit VietnamMemorialWall.org or connect with us at Facebook.com.
Streeto and the infield meeting at the circle. They break that huddle, and we're ready to rock here with the 5th inning. And what a quick game. Through 4 innings, we've gotten through 4 innings in less than an hour. Tells the story. A lot of fast outs, that's for sure. A couple double plays that have moved things along. A strike on the inside. And if Streeto's going to get that call the rest of the game, she might as well live there. 0-1 the count to Pocaro. That's hit in the air to left. on the edge of the infield, caught by Ferreira, and for the first time today, Picaro retired. She was 2 for 2 coming into that at-bat. And now Chloe Livingston, 1 for 2, a fly out to right and a hit to center. That one up and away for ball 1. And whatever happened to, home and away uniforms as well? I mean, Durfee wearing black at home here, and Brockton wearing black on the road. I mean, with red accents, almost look identical. Seriously. Brockton, the difference of the pants. Brockton in black pants, Durfee in the gray, but for a long time, the home team always wore like white. I know in pros it's the case. You wear white. You wear the lighter color in baseball, softball. So, and Durfee's black and red. I get it, but all right, fine. Wear red uniform with white pants, something to show the home team. I'm surprised that both teams wearing the same colors here. Grounded to short. Nice scoop from Ferreira. Double pumps and just gets the ball there in time. Almost turned into an infield single for Livingston. Ashley Burke will step in. Strikeout victim in the first, RBI double in the third. That's the difference in the game. And she'll look at ball 1. So 1 for 2 so far is Burke. And you gotta love it when the pitcher brings in the run. That one outside as well, same spot, 2-0. Same spot again, Streeto working that outside corner, but quite a bit outside. So a 3-0 count to Burke. After retiring the first 2 in order. Streeto would love a 1-2-3 inning. That's inside, and that is the first walk issued by Streeto. Only had one 1-2-3 inning, and that was back in the second. A couple ground ball outs and a strikeout. The Boxers getting second life here as Amaryllis Osorio steps in. 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out. And that one sliced out of play. There's a rope to left, and it hangs up for Cashman. Hook slide and a catch in left center. Man, because if that got by, you're talking 2 runs. Great play from Cashman to end the 5th inning. Really a great play to end the top of the 5th by Cashman. We're going to take another look at it here. So the ball was stung right off the bat of Osorio, and Cashman ranged over nicely, was a little bit toward right center, but made that play. So nice job from Cashman, and now the Hilltoppers come to bat. Sadie Fitzgerald leading things off. 0 for 1 with a ground out to third. Durfee still looking for their first run, only down 1-0 here. Game probably should be tied. But nonetheless, 1-0 Brockton here in the bottom of the 5th. Swinging over the top of that one, and it's 1-2. Burke with just 2 strikeouts on the day. Both came in the second. That's hit to right center, hit pretty well. And, oh, a nice play there right along the foul line by Napier. That was pretty close to the fence. A deep drive down the line for Fitzgerald, but it is out number 1. Ariana Menzies will step in now. And she swings through that one for strike 1. Strike 2 quickly in the hole, 0-2. Is Menzies, who struck out in the second. A grounder to short. Coming in is McDonald, throw on to first. In time. McDonald has been busy. The left side of the infield has been fairly busy here for both sides. Juliani Rivera will step in. She reached base on a walk in her first plate appearance and was thrown out at the plate, rather, in the third. Looks at ball 1. Upstairs, 2-1. That was a close pitch, but not going Burke's way. It's 3-1 the count. 3-1 the count. That one called almost the same pitch. So the count full here with 2 down, nobody on for Rivera. Fox on deck hoping to get a chance, and she will. Second walk of the day for Rivera, 4th issued by Burke. So Rivera's been on twice without the benefit of a hit. And Fox also reached thanks to a walk in that third inning, so she's been on. Strike called, high strike call for Burke. Burke has some room up the middle here because Livingston playing her to pull a little more to the right side. Runner going, throw down to second, a bouncer, and she is safe. Oh, wow, that's a close call. Didn't really slide. Rivera with her second stolen base. I should say second straight up steal. She took third last time as well, though, on a wild pitch, but that one straight up steal of second. Fox looks at one away, and it's 1-2. That's a close pitch. Big chance here for Fox. 1-2 pitch. Fouled off. Look out for the cars. Base hit would almost surely tie up this game. Grounder back to the pitcher. Burke has been fielding her position very well, her and Streeto for that matter, and she takes care of out number 3. Hilltoppers strand another runner, and it is still 1-0 Brockton after 5. Top of the 6th here back at Cuss. Evan Massoud with you on Fred TV. Big 3 softball, and the Boxers still leading 1-0 here. Very tight game. Couple scoring chances for both sides have been squandered. The Boxers were able to push a run across thanks to their pitcher, Ashley Burke, smashing an RBI double to left field in the third inning. And it's been the same since. So, I mean, a game that's definitely not out of reach for Durfee to tie up. Had a great opportunity to do so in the bottom half of that third inning, but was not able to do so. So it remains 1-0 in favor of the Boxers. And again, this one pales in comparison to the first meeting where Brockton topped Durfee 14-10 in Brockton. So when you look at that game, an offensive shootout, and you look at this one, two completely different games. Well, I don't mind a good pitcher's duel. That one's going to hang up. Well, that was stung pretty good. But Mencey's able to make the catch there. Pretty easy. Hit right toward her for out number 1. And now Naomi Napier will step in. 1 for 2. Base hit to right field her last time up. That one foul and right back behind us. Streeto ahead 0-1 after the foul ball. Little dribbler foul, and quickly 0-2 on Napier. Streeto has 4 Ks on the day. That one sliced foul. Her last strikeout coming to begin the third inning. So the strikeouts came early for Streeto. 4 through 2 1/3. But nothing over the last 4 innings. That one downstairs and scooped by Fitzgerald, 1-2. And I also have some baseball for you this week on Fred TV as Hilltoppers hosting New Bedford at UMass Dartmouth. We'll finally get to see some baseball here this spring as well. And Durfee really looking very good here at 10-3 in the tournament. Confirmed now, but would love to beat up on the Whalers tomorrow. They beat New Bedford at home last year. Swung on and missed, and Streeto picks up her 5th K. 2 down. And we covered that game last year. Durfee beating New Bedford at Skip Lewis Field. And we got ourselves a pinch hitter here. Taylor Sprague batting for Bertocci. And she takes a strike. Inside, almost hit her. So 1-1 here. McDonald on deck. Streeto wants a 1-2-3 inning, and it's strike 2 in there on the inside corner. A good breaking ball from Streeto. And she's in command here. In the second, when she had her 1-2-3 inning, it was these 3 spots in the lineup that she set down in order. 5, 6, and 7. Trying to do the same here. The only difference, the pitch hitter, Sprague. 2-2 pitch. She struck out. Back-to-back Ks to end the top of the 6th for the Hilltoppers pitcher, Streeto, who looked very good in that 6th inning. Nice if the Hilltoppers can get her a run, tie up this ball game. Durfee coming to bat here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And they will have the top of the order due up. Streeto, Kelly, and Ferreira. Unfortunately, between the three of them, 0 for 6. So the top of the lineup. Got to see some production and kind of be the spark plug here for the rest of the lineup. Got to get some runners on as we get to the late stages of the game. Burke with a couple warm-up tosses here. And that's it. Got just a little bit of hazy cloud cover here. Some real thin, wispy clouds. Wispy clouds. It's like putting an ND filter on the sun. Those of you who are into photography will know, or videography would know that. ND filters are the filters that are built into cameras or that you add on to lenses to, like, think of it like putting sunglasses on the camera in simple terms. I digress. Gabby Streeto stepping in here in the bottom of the 6th. Hilltoppers still trailing 1-0. Showing bunt, it is out of the strike zone there. Actually hit the ground. 1-0 the count, so Streeto starts ahead. Showing bunt again. That one fouled, and it's 1-1. For Brockton, they were 5-9. They don't have a great record either, but in the Big Three, I believe they are still in it. They're 1-2 in the Big Three, so if they're able to win this game, I believe they would tie with New Bedford. Actually, no, they're not in it. I'm sorry. I take that back because New Bedford's beaten Durfee twice. So there's 2 wins, and if Brockton's got 2 losses, Brockton's beaten Durfee once. So New Bedford's Big Three champs, so take that back. But Brockton, they're not mathematically out of it yet. It's 5-9. I mean, the worst you can do is 10-10, but they got some serious work to do if they want to make the tournament. That's for sure. Durfee is out of it, unfortunately, this year. But at 5-9, there's still a glimmer of hope for the Boxers. That is a rip right up the middle, a base hit for Streeto, and that gets by. It's going to go to the fence. It's still going. Streeto at third, rounding third. She's going to tie up the ball game. All the way around. Tied at 1. So both pitchers helping themselves out in this one. Talked about it in the New Bedford game, talked about it earlier in this one. Anything to that fence out there in left center is going to be big-time trouble, and finally we saw one go out that way. Luckily for Durfee, it was one of their players. But a new ball game here in the bottom of the 6th. Now you're going to think about trying to push across another run and go into the 7th with a lead, maybe sneak away with one here. Brockton's led basically 65-70% of the ball game. Outside, 1-1. I don't know if we can officially give that an inside the park homer because I think Porcaro got the glove on it. I don't think it got by cleanly. So I would say it's a base hit and then an error to come around and score if we're looking at it. That's a roll. That eats up Osorio at third. And a base hit for Kelly. Or an error, really. It's actually going to be an error on the third baseman. Hard hit ball, though. She reaching on the error. We're going to give Streeto the base hit, though, to left. Left center. So Streeto with the hit and then the error to bring her home. Faze Ferreira up at the plate. She's popped to the pitcher and lined out to the pitcher. So she's 0 for 2. Upstairs, lets it go. It's 1-1. Throw down to second. This one will get there in time. Green with the shoot. Surprising to see Kelly take off there. When you need base runners, you try to push the envelope, but wouldn't want to make that first out at second if you don't get there. 3-1 on Ferreira. And a strike called. Count now full. Ball 4. That's the 5th walk allowed by Burke. Mayette coming up now. A strikeout and a walk. A lot of room in the gaps here, and particularly right center, as Napier playing very close to the line. That one down and in. Runner going to take off and will get there. Ferreira breaking on the wild pitch and the go-ahead run in scoring position with just one out. Mayette with a 2-0 count in her favor. And Strollo on deck. Chasing that one upstairs. It looked good, but too far off the plate. But, you know, 2-0, good count to swing away. Tipped and fouled back. And now 2-2. That was a good cut from Mayette again. As you see, Burke working, you know, both upper and bottom part of the strike zone there. First one up and away, that one down and away. Really making the hitter think. Big pitch here for Burke. Grounder to the left side and having to hold is Ferrero. She's going to break and go to third, and she will get there. Very close. The aggressive base running of the Hilltoppers. Strollo reached in the second and hit into a double play in the fourth. Go-ahead run, potential winning run at third base. A base hit gives you the lead, and she swings through strike one. Huge spot here for Strollo. Popped up, straight up in the infield. Could be trouble. Oh, it is caught by Osorio. And she makes up for that error because had she made the play cleanly on Kelly, Strollo probably wouldn't have reached, or been able to hit, I should say. So, hey, the Hilltoppers tie it up here in the sixth. They finally get a run across. Streeto comes all the way around to score to start the inning. 1-1 as we head to the seventh.
We want you to hear it first.
A street sweeper is coming to your neighborhood. The Department of Community Maintenance, in cooperation with the Mayor's Office, as well as the Committee on Public Works, are collaborating to improve the cleanliness and overall appearance of our city streets. This restructured program runs through the summer. No parking times involve only a few hours and are similar to a parking ban during a snowstorm. This will enable the sweeper to reach both sides of the curb. Residents will have 1 day's notice to prepare, so be on the lookout for temporary signage. For more information, call John Perry at the Department of Community Maintenance at 508-324-2760 or contact Laura Ferreira at the Traffic Department at 508-324-2577. To see a list of the scheduled streets, visit the city's website at www.fallriverma.org.
You've heard it.
Now please help us keep our city clean.
Thank you.
Top of the 7th here. It is a whole new ball game. Tied up at 1. And as I said earlier, interesting that both pitchers, the ones scoring or driving in runs, in this case, Streeto last inning tying the game up with that hit to left center, and then the error allowing her to keep running. And then it was Burke back in the 3rd. She drove home the only run for the Boxers. And, of course, Burke the starter today for Brockton. So both pitchers really supplying the offense on this beautiful sunny day here at Cuss. Really just, I mean, for all the horrible days that we had back in April, I mean, this is just like top notch here. We're talking, you know, probably low 70s all day, full sun, dry. The humidity's gone after all the thunderstorms Monday night. Because Monday was warm. Like yesterday felt like early summer, like 80s. It was warm. But today just, I mean, this is just perfect weather.
He's going today to get his plan.
That one down and in. 1-2.
I think he starts the 4th of June.
Driven in the air to left field. And it falls fair. Right in front of Rivera. It fell fair for a base hit. McDonald on. Took a big turn at first, but retreated to the bag. Leadoff base runner for the Boxers. And now Winsing up at the plate. She scored Brockton's only run way back in the 3rd after a base hit. Got her on. And boy, the corner's really playing in, expecting a bunt. Mayette, like halfway down the line. Now that always makes me nervous, because then it's like, you know, if Winsing in this situation decides to swing away, left-handed batter, I mean, it could get by you really quickly if you're playing that close. And now she's backed up a bit. Popped up, fisted foul, and it's going to drop. And it's 1-1. Faking the bunt, you know, defensively here too. You know, Durfee really playing the lines. Rivera down and left, and it may be because that ball just fell in. Thinking about it more, but there is just a ton of real estate to left center field. Anything over Ferreira's head at shortstop is going to be serious trouble. I mean, Rivera practically playing behind the 3rd baseman. Two-two, swung it on and missed. 3 consecutive strikeouts for Streeto. If you go back to last inning, 7 in all. And now we turn the lineup card over again. Porcaro coming up for the 4th time. Was retired last time for the 1st time. She's 2 for 3. It's the kind of production you want from your leadoff hitter. So McDonald at first, 1 out, tie game here in the 7th. Porcaro looks at ball 2, snap throw over to first, and they almost got her napping.
That away, Sadie. That away. Be aggressive there.
Streeto behind the hitter here, 2-0. Does not curl that one back, and it's 3-0. Livingston on deck. Drops the bunt, it goes foul. And if it hadn't gotten foul, man, Boccaro can run too. That she would have beaten that out, no doubt. So the bunt puts one strike on the count, and it went foul, so Hilltoppers catch a break there. Mayette gonna cheat in now from first. That's upstairs for ball 4. Up to second base, the go-ahead runner for the Boxers, McDonald, in scoring position now at 1 out as Livingston steps into the box. She is 1 for 3. Fly to right, single to center, grounder to short. So she's hit the ball to all fields. Sends it to right. That's a deep drive, and it is. Does it go? Ground rule double. And the go-ahead run crosses the plate. That ball was crushed by Livingston. Hilltoppers lucky that didn't go out on the fly. Right field is very shallow, and that bounce brings home the run. So now second and third with 1 out, and the Boxers reclaim their lead. Fouled off the screen. Or off the fence, I should say. That's a tight fence, too. That thing didn't give an inch. So Brockton pulls back ahead here. The tie game was short-lived. Upstairs, 1-1. Well, the top 2 hitters in this lineup for Brockton have combined. They've reached base 5 times in 8 plate appearances. Not too shabby. And if you want to add Burke to that, add 2 more times. She's been on twice in 3 plate appearances. That is sent back. Two balls, 2 strikes on Burke. And she fans. Streeto's 8th strikeout. That's a big one right there. Second time Burke's gone down on strikes. And it'll bring up Amaryllis Osorio. Streeto can get out of this with just the 1 run allowed. You consider it a win for the Hilltoppers. They can try to go to work. Right back to Streeto, and that'll end the 7th frame. But nonetheless, Brockton does pull ahead. Now, that's the second time Osorio sent it back to the pitcher on the ground as well. So Streeto's been busy in this one, fielding her position well. But again, Brockton pulls back ahead here with a bullet to right field from Livingston. The ground rule double and the RBI. 2-1 Brockton as we head to the bottom of the 7th. The Hilltoppers will have Fitzgerald, Menzies, and Rivera expected to bat 6, 7, and 8. Barring any pinch hitting, that's who we can expect.
Confidence here, Fitz.
go. Hey, attack it. Come on.
I have to say, Durfee's had some real tough losses this season. The worst one being the 21-0 rout from Dartmouth. And, the couple games we've done here, big 3 games, New Bedford's nothing, to take lightly, especially. And that was a very close game. This one, neck and neck, good pitchers duel. We've seen some really good play here. I think, again, Coach Ferreira saying early pregame to me, this is a young Durfee team, so you're going to see mistakes. And unfortunately, the base running errors today for the Hilltoppers cost them at least 1 run. This game could be tied 2-2 right now, easy. So those things will come in time. As the girls get more and more playing time, you improve with each at-bat, each inning. So definitely more of a rebuilding type of year, I would say. And of course, Jackie Dumont, great pitcher for Durfee last 3-4 years. And, she moved on. Streeto has been fantastic in the 2 games that we've seen. But Burke allows a leadoff walk here, so Fitzgerald on. Showing bunt, it goes behind the batter. Foul, so Menzies trying to move the runner over, which is what you got to do, especially since you got that lead runner on. And she'll bunt again, and that one fouled back. Now Menzies going to have to swing away. Can't chance fouling it off with the bunt with 2 strikes. So the 0-2 pitch here to Menzies. Hacks away, sends it foul. Upstairs, and she's out. That's the first strikeout for Burke since the end of the second when she got Menzies for the first time. So 3 total, but not a lot of strikeouts for Burke today. That's a big first out after the lead runner reached on the walk, and now a called strike 1 to Juliani Rivera, excuse me. Been on twice, both times on a walk. Line drive to right, it's off the glove of Livingston, and up to second goes Fitzgerald. Good rip from Rivera. She's really had a nice day at the plate. That's her first hit, but on 3 times. And now Maya Fox, the batter. She's been on once. Grounded back to the pitcher her last time. Tying run at second, winning run at first. Durfee down 1 here with 1 out in the 7th. Drops the bunt down in fair territory. And the throw on to first is in time. The runners move up. Gotta love the small ball, a sack bunt. And Streeto, the game rests in her hands here, the pitcher. How appropriate. So 2 down, tying run at third, winning run at second. Streeto, who scored the only run for Durfee on that trip around the bases. Last inning, the pitcher at the plate. Strike 1, that's a good pitch too, middle in. That one bounces in. It's coming to the backstop. And this will tie up the ball game. Fitzgerald in, 2-2 the score. And now the winning run at third for Streeto with a 1-1 count. That was a great break at third from Fitzgerald. Any hesitation, she would have been out. She broke instantly, and that was the difference. And now a timeout in the circle as Green huddled up the infield. A quiet day offensively through 5.5 innings, but last inning and a half has been busy, to say the least. We've seen a lot go on here, and particularly here in the 7th. A lot of base runners for both sides, a lot of action. It looks like there was an injury timeout, and that's why I think Burke coming into field at home might have gotten spiked on the slide from Fitzgerald. I think that's why we had the timeout here, but it looks like she's ready to go. 1-1 count to Streeto, a run in. We're tied at 2, and the winning run sitting at third with 2 down. Base hit and your game winner! Hilltoppers win 3-2. Durfee walks off with the win in the 7th inning, coming down to the wire here at Cuss Middle School. Streeto supplying the game-winning hit. How about that? Juliani Rivera scoring the winning run. And Streeto found that open spot right up the middle for his second hit and as many at-bats, and she'll pick up the win as well because she went the distance. Durfee grabs win number 2, a big 3 win, handing Brockton their 10th loss. Wow, what a fun ending to this one, and what really, again, was a quiet game offensively through the first, 5+ innings. And Streeto with the big hit here. All smiles for Durfee, playing their last Big 3 game at home this season. Final score from Cuss, 3-2 Hilltoppers walk off with the win versus Brockton. Thanks for tuning in to Fred TV. Catch some baseball on Channel 9 toward the end of the week as well, because, again, we'll have Big 3 baseball, Durfee and New Bedford from UMass Dartmouth airing here at the end of the week. So be on the lookout for that. Until next time, for Jake Fitzgerald, I'm Evan Massoud saying so long from Cuss Middle School.